Out of all the skills that you need to be a property developer, people skills are the most important. My name is Ritchie Clapson, I'm a chartered structural engineer, and I've been around in this property industry now for over 40 years. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why people skills, out of all of your skills, are the most important. What do you need to be a property developer? Well, you need some good management skills. Have you got those? I guess you perhaps have. Decision-making skills, they're equally important. Organisation skills, yeah. But on top of that, the fourth one is people skills. Like any business, it's a people business. And people skills needs to extend to the point of building rapport. Rapport is when you've really got a great relationship. I don't mean you've got to be friends to the point of they've got to come round for Christmas. You imagine inviting contractors and engineers and architects round for Christmas. They don't have to come on holiday with you. No. But you need to build that relationship where you have some rapport, some communication that works, some bit of banter, one might call it. You know a bit about them. You know, you're inquiring about them. You're interested in them. You know how many kids they've got. You know where they went on holiday. Not with you, as I say, but you know where they went on holiday. You know pretty much where they live. You know what their interests and hobbies are to an extent. Do they follow a certain football team? Do they follow a certain hockey team? Are they a bit of a petrol head? Do they like horses? Do they like golf? Of course, all of that can generate some conversation. And that's what people like. People work. People do business. People get on with people that they like, that are similar. Now, don't pretend to be a golf fan if you're not a golf fan, but try and find that thread of commonality, that common interest somewhere that you might have. And of course, you can always pick that up if you go to someone's office. If you came to my office, you'd have a look around the office here and you'd see pictures on the wall, pictures of cars, pictures of car events, places I've been. Of course, you could pick up from that, oh, I see you're interested in cars. Yeah, that's the Goodwood Festival of Speed, that one over there. Wow, I've never been. It looks interesting. Tell me about it. We're going to get some rapport going. And of course, next time you see me, say, oh, did you go to the Festival of Speed? It was on again this year. Did you enjoy it? Yes, I did. What was the highlights? We have some rapport before we start doing business. Why is this so important? Well, this rapport building has to work there with all of your consultants, your architects, your engineers, your cost consultants, your project managers, and indeed your contractor. Because one day you'll need a favour. One day you'll need them to do something in a hurry or help you out. And you don't want to be in a position where they just don't like you, they don't know you, they don't have any relationship, any rapport with you. And this is when it really comes into effect. So if you're in a position, let's just say you had a bit of cash flow problem and you were slightly late in paying the contractor's bill. It was coming down from the funders a little bit late. Normally you pay it on time, but there's another week or 2 weeks delay for whatever reason. Maybe your bank had a problem. Imagine now where that rapport comes in. When you can ring up that contractor, have a chat with the owner of the construction company and say to him or her, look, hey, how's things? How's it going? How was the golf the weekend? How did little Johnny get on with his football? Or whatever it might be. And look, I need a bit of a favour. I know I'm supposed to pay you Friday. We've had a problem with the bank. It's going to be Friday week. I can probably get a little bit of money towards you, but the rest is going to have to wait. Will that be okay? I need a favour, in brackets. Well, that's where the rapport will come in. It will stand you in good stead. They want to help you. They want to work with you because they like you. You know, that's how you get on in business. And always, all the time, at some point on a development project, something will go wrong. At some point you need the favour. Maybe it's the architect. You need to get the architect to site. Maybe you're in a situation where the contractor's rung you and he needs the architect to site quickly. Imagine if you had no relationship with that architect. You weren't able to pick them up. They go, hi, Richie, how are you? Imagine so you've got to introduce yourself every time. You've got no rapport. I want that situation. I go, hi, Richie, how are you? I go, look, I'm great, Carolyn, but can you get to site this afternoon? There's a major problem. Oh, ordinarily I couldn't, but seeing as it's you, let me see if I can do something and change some things around. That's what people do. I once had an asbestos consultant and I pulled a real favour with him. In fact, we had a problem on a site, a last minute problem. The project manager said, I can't get hold of the asbestos consultant. I was actually at an airport hotel at Heathrow with my wife, about to go on holiday on an early morning flight the next day. I rung him, he picked up the phone. I said, oh, the project manager's trying to get hold of you. He said, I'm on holiday. He was a one-man band. I said, where are you off to? He said, well, I'm not away at the moment. He said, I'm in a hotel at Heathrow. I'm flying out early in the morning. Not the same destination, but he said, look, I've got a bit of time tonight. Let me make some phone calls. I'll get someone else in and I'll get it sorted. He picked up the phone because we had rapport, we had a relationship. I thanked him, I made sure he was paid on time, but that rapport stood me in good stead. Does that make sense? People skills, work on them, build that rapport out of them. You never know when you might need it. As always, please like and subscribe, and then you'll never miss the next video. See you in the next video.